Welcome to the 5th season of Exception Protocol. Heading through the chase on screen, you should see where you can jump to if you want to know the path I take now. And now you should see the layer shop for the first layer. And now, here's your available builds and protocols from Barry. It's not that this EP runs above seas and you might not get the same negative protocols as me, but the first layer of natural shops will always be the same. For this Exception Protocol 3.5k runs, I recommend going Sniper for low investment. So, got that. Take our 3 plus 30 attack protocols as usual, and let's go. So, normally before, if you're new, try to save for 200 cash coins immediately. And the third layer has multiple advanced zones. 4 actually that I go through in one of my routes. So if you plan on going through the 4 advanced zones, which is a little more challenging, but basically will guarantee you a 3.5k run, then I would recommend it. For path, I recommend going to these 2 elementary zones, this advanced zone, this elementary, second advanced zone, and then between here it's a choice. I normally like going to the anomaly area because it's no fight with the same amount of cash coins potentially. So, depending on what you have built, you'll probably be using Simo or Chanzhi in your main carry. But in my case, Simo is just about the minimum, and Max doesn't have skill levels. But Max is very good, mainly because of your AoE output. But for none of the functions of the initial shops, I don't really plan on buying anything. Mainly because they're all medic functions, specialist functions, some gray. There's a few cypher functions. But I'm pretty sure the function area is still randomized. So I'm not going to be finding anything useful. The 2 anomaly areas also give mostly special functions. For this I usually keep max. I'll start working over here. Usually, I'm running out of time speed to save a little bit of time because video length can get annoying. And so I'm going to be going through the advanced route, so I'm going to be selling these for extra economy early on. Also, the positive protocols are set in stone. Anger feedback is up to you, because you will probably, this is like the easiest part of getting deadly blow, but you are actually guaranteed a bloodthirsty rhythm if I remember correctly. Oops! Shoot, I did not mean to get that. Neither of these 2 I recommend. For negative protocols, I recommend only the Eucharist ones for simplest. Because they will give you more than enough than you need. But to reiterate, I did not mean to buy that. To only get the 1 function. The second function is also something that I'm basically not running. So I would have been happy with taking it. This becomes a stain. Here's a first shooting. Okay, this is the same as my last one. Well, maybe it's the same, but I'm still on the ropes on whether these are the same or whether these are seeded somehow. Assume they are seeded because I'm pretty sure these were different from the last day I got as reset. It's fun fact, I had to re-record this Because my mic was off during my first recording. That's 35 minutes gone. So this is basically the next day, which is why I'm so tired. Also, I forget if this is the advanced one. It just shows how much I'm paying attention. There you go. I like this one. Oh, it was. Whoops. Desperate Assault is super nice for better early game. So I would personally recommend this. Once again, I picked that up for basically 10 coins for free. As I said before, Eucharist functions are more gain than they are negative, because they usually only will slow you down. Eucharist is not very good on damage. Survival Instinct upgrade is usually pretty good if you feel like you're losing, but I'll take this, because damage will burr, and I like damage will burr as a tactic. Either choice is entirely okay. This zone usually doesn't give people trouble, especially when you have at least one AoE doll. Chanzhi also works. But unfortunately for my dolls, I do not need to care about their health, because they follow heal. None of the rest of Desperate Assault, in my opinion, is that worth it. Usually you don't want to be sacking your dolls intentionally. Plus, usually the sniper functions will do more in Desperate Assault than they probably will in snipers. Did I say that sentence right? Okay, layer 2 recommended map path is straight in the middle. Go through all the intermediate zone to the support zone area, and the bottom conflict zone. The recovery area will not let you upgrade functions, so it is not worth going to. But for snipers, it usually will make a pretty good joke out of the Enigma of basic zones. But now I'm just going to be looking for sniper zones now that I've basically hit 250. Which is maximum interest, so maximum money. I probably should be moving Max closer so she reaches this. Which, by the way, she targets the farthest with her AoE ball. Okay, nothing else. There's two ways to go about using your shell. Firstly, you can level it up to try to reach the higher rarity functions, or you could not, to try to just get the lower rarity functions up first, which I personally don't recommend, because you can hit higher rarity functions and also more stuff immediately. Because being able to hold more functions is good. Now, you can burn an ult probably every other intermediate zone, but I personally don't find it necessary. This is the Desperate Assault function that I could possibly be using, but I'm not going to take it because I don't want to intentionally sack my dolls. Survival Instinct is good because it's very nice when you are in a pinch. But the rest of the ones are usually offensive upgrades that you have to intentionally sack dolls for typically. Also to note, Paitences can be a little scary because they get more attack damage when they have lower, when more allies pass. wherever their allies die. Okay, spot. But normally in these fights, you can just keep battering maximum beams. Entirely okay. But for this run, I should mention again. Oh my god. Choco's nuclear damaging Simo. Ooh. Oddly enough, this was the same as the other run that got scrapped. So maybe there's something with the shops being set outside of layer 1, but I'm pretty sure it's a seed system. Though, I can't be 100% sure because I'm not available enough to be doing this much testing for EP. Speaking of, whoops, I don't have enough gold for that. Oh, right. Ultimate Guide, soon! For all NeuroCod related content. Accommodating for new players, old, and all forms of content like EP and Black Hole. Driven by the accounts of or not everybody, but basically a large amount of people for everyone in the cast of NeuroCod. I was actually able to get mains for basically every single doll, save for maybe 5 to 10. Not 10, but between there, somewhere. I do not recommend either of these. Can afford that. So the last level, you can choose to level it up or not. The main problem with leveling up a little bit early is technically you waste a little bit of gold. Also, I should replace Simo because he's currently my weakest link. So for this fight, I'm just gonna pause my train of thought quickly. I usually found success in pulling Hubble or using Hubble open on the air. So I can AoE the frog. And max to pull these things. Unfortunately, Hubble targets Hope, and there isn't too much you can do about it. Also, I see a scepter. I might have messed up because I didn't notice the scepter there. And usually, you're supposed to use Cloak ult to deal with that. It looks fine. Okay. Oh, shop odds. Actually, I should be showing the map first, and then I'll be talking about shop odds. So, the two main routes I recommend, the one with the 4 advanced zones is up here. Just go up, straight through these advanced zones. Going through the anomaly area will give you the 2 function one, while the intermediate zone is 10 cash coins, lots of shop refresh. So, probably more worth it. And then these 2 advanced zones up here. And then you could take this extra one down here without leveling up the enemy's additional time. Then, you know, normal. The alternate route is down here. These 2 intermediate zones. Function library, then go up the 2 advanced zones and then up a terminal. But I'll be going to the 4 advanced zones to get a little bit of extra money. Usually for most of these stages, your Hubble should be strong enough such that for first 2 auto skills, or 3 auto skills, to be able to clear these cannons at the top here. Hubble should be good enough for taking care of most of the threats. I'm gonna do the strategy, because I normally don't, of not leveling up the shop until a little bit later. To try to get a cheaper level up on the shop, plus so I can round out some of the blue functions early on. Bloodthirsty Rhythm. No. 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 Yes. Sure. Ooh. Okay, that's good enough. For speed purposes, I skip. For maps like these, targeting this bottommost high first is usually my recommendation. Also, this air is the advanced zone. If you're struggling with Patience Burst, using a Choco ult will negate basically one of them, but a little bit more typically. Which is very good. Because I won't do 4 advanced zones, I sell this one. Because I have enough protocol level, my recommended is 50 and above. 50 to 70 is usually good enough for easy runs. So like, by easy, it's guaranteed you get the 3.5k. I would not recommend anything more. Not hitting anything. Whoop. Never mind. I think I'll lock it. Actually, because I'm far enough ahead, I'll just sell this. It's not as good if you want an easier time, but I personally like more damage functions more. It should be around the same. Also, I want to go to the anomaly area. Boop. Same positioning as before. But I pull everything. Uh-oh. Choco getting hit. From this point on, I don't sell these. Now, there is one other thing that I didn't mention you can do. And that is you can go to these anomaly areas, pick up the functions, and then you're offered to increase your deck size. When you do this, I'm doing so for demonstration purposes, but I'm also greasing my economy a little bit. You can increase your function size for a pretty hefty cost of 180 cash coins, but it's pretty good for rounding out your function size. I'll have that in text when I start layer 3, probably. Oops. I misput the hubble trying to pass it. I think I still should be fine. Yeah. Normally you're supposed to hubble before the cannons shoot at you, but... Oops. Now for this one, I found out a really funny cheese hubble they can do. 3, 4... Oops. I messed it up a little bit. But casting in here will trap somebody. Typically a specialist. Casting in one tile back there and freeze a specialist, which I misclicked. Because it'll put all the melee units next to each other, and then they just can't really move and it's funny. Okay, because it's the last zone, and I'm probably going to be using all my coins here. I'll just take this. Actually, I'm going to skip on it, but I will recommend taking these because they're basically not going to do anything from this point on for you. But just to show you how much score you get for this amount. But I'm also going to buy the last shop upgrade now. I can fit this coordinated crit one. Okay. Lethal combo kind of sucks. Bro. Okay, I forgot why I was selling that. No! Well, I was dumb. Okay, inspirational shot. Nothing. I should probably hold on to this. I want to sell the other function sets, but I'm going to be breaking up a lot of sets. Usually I hate locking because it gets rid of these. It usually doesn't really come without a reward, as you can see. But structural embroilment is really good. Lethal combo as a set is usually not that good. And freezing volt is good, and burst shooting, the two-piece is really nice. But I definitely should be able to have enough stuff. Upgrade anger feedback because crits are guaranteed from lethal combo. We're using a hobble on around this square is usually recommended. I lost where hobble was for a second. Oh, I was too slow. I had to block the Paitences' blades. And as mentioned before, you usually can with Choco. Ooh, no kill like overkill. Okay, I'm gonna roll one more because I'm gonna be selling a function. And it's probably gonna be this one. Okay, nothing special about this fight. Except that he's usually a pushover. Okay. For good damage, I'm pretty sure this is best for me. I'm gonna wait out our auto skill. And go! So, ta-da! And because I am a little bit over score, I usually do that. I can show you if you get a weaker Eucharist clear, or you take the bottom out of that last area. But a lot of the score comes from having orange function and clearing the advanced areas. It's normally recommended that you can clear those if possible. And as always, make sure to keep those assist functions, the ones that are another character's ultimate, because those kind of orange functions. Okay, see you next time!